Hey there, ready to, step onto the production lot. We're on a mission to help you absolutely crush that producer interview.
Yeah, it's all about showcasing those skills, that experience, and, that certain je ne sais quoi that really sets a producer apart.
Okay, so let's set the stage. Imagine this. You're in the hot seat, the interviewer leans in and asks, how would you prioritize tasks when working on multiple projects at once? That's our first curveball, right? Right out of the RoleCatcher playbook. What are they really getting at with this one?
So they want to know you're not going to, crack under pressure when deadlines are looming. And multiple projects, right? They're all competing for your attention.
Right, yeah.
It's got to be about your time management skills, that ability to stay super organized and make tough decisions,
Yeah.
especially when everything feels important.
So it's not enough to just say, I'm a master juggler.
Right. Oh, definitely not. You got to back it up with a very, very clear and structured approach. Show them you've got a system for wrangling chaos. Think about mentioning, tools you use, like project management software, a prioritization matrix. You can be like, I use Asana for task management and a prioritization matrix based on deadlines and client impact. Regularly review and adjust to focus on the most critical tasks.
I love how that answer it really showcases a proactive mindset and an understanding of project management tools. It's all about showing, not just telling, right?
Exactly. And to really knock it out of the park, tie your answer back to their projects.
Oh, good point.
Right. So, if I were managing the production of a new streaming series alongside a film festival submission, I'd prioritize tasks related to.
Yeah.
And then give a specific example. You're highlighting your ability to adapt to their unique needs.
Now that's how you tailor an answer. Okay, what's next on this interview agenda?
Okay. Get ready for this one. Tell me about a time you had to make a difficult decision as a producer. They're digging into your conflict resolution skills, how you handle pressure, and your leadership style.
Okay, so this feels like a classic tell me about a time you failed question, but disguised as we love a good behind-the-scenes drama story.
Yes, you hit the nail on the head. It's totally about using a challenge as an opportunity. Showcase those problem-solving skills.
Right.
Remember to structure your response. Situation, task, action, result.
Okay, the STAR method, got it.
STAR method. Paint that vivid picture of the challenge. Outline your thought process, the actions you took, and then end on a high note. Highlight the positive outcome.
Okay, and how do I avoid falling into that trap of bad-mouthing past colleagues or projects?
Focus on the lessons learned and the positive outcomes. So instead of placing blame, you frame it as a learning experience that helped you grow as a producer, for example. While working on a documentary with a really, really tight budget, we faced an unexpected equipment malfunction, totally threatened to derail our filming schedule. I quickly researched alternative solutions. I negotiated a deal with a local rental house, and I revised the shooting schedule to minimize delays. Ultimately, we were able to stay within budget and complete filming on time.
That example is a good one. Highlights problem solving, adaptability, and a commitment to delivering results, even under pressure. I'm taking notes.
That's what it's all about. Preparation is key in this industry. Let's move on to another question that often trips people up. How do you ensure a project stays within budget?
The age-old struggle of balancing creativity with financial realities. It's not enough to just say, I'm good with spreadsheets.
Yeah, not at all. They're looking for concrete strategies, not vague promises. Talk about detailed budgeting, cost monitoring, knowing when to make those tough decisions without, compromising quality, you could say. I begin with a comprehensive budget breakdown, meticulously track all expenses using specialized software like Movie Magic budgeting. I regularly review the budget with stakeholders, exploring cost-effective alternatives, and making strategic adjustments to ensure we stay on track without sacrificing the artistic vision.
That answer, screams, I'm fiscally responsible, but I also get the creative vision. I'm impressed. Okay, what else do we need to be ready for?
Hold on tight, because this next question is all about managing expectations. How do you manage stakeholder expectations throughout a project?
That sounds like a recipe for disaster if not handled delicately.
You're right. This is where your communication and diplomacy skills come into play. They want to know you can wrangle creatives, executives, everyone in between, keeping them all informed and, satisfied without overpromising or underdelivering.
So how do I walk that tightrope without sounding like I'm just telling everyone what they want to hear?
It's tricky. Honesty and transparency, that's key.
Okay.
Emphasize your process for regular updates, clear communication channels, and then setting those realistic expectations from the get-go.
Right.
For example, you could say, I'm a firm believer in open communication and proactive stakeholder management. I ensure everyone receives regular progress reports, utilizing collaborative platforms like Frame.io for transparency and real-time feedback. This fosters a collaborative environment where everyone feels heard and informed. It minimizes surprises and ensures we're all on the same page.
Transparency, collaboration, and a touch of tech savviness. Those are some winning ingredients for a successful production and a successful interview answer. Okay, hit me with the next challenge.
Think fast. How do you ensure a project is delivered on time? Time management 101, but with, a producer's flair.
This feels like a test of my ability to handle pressure, meet deadlines, and still deliver a high-quality product without, turning into a stressed-out movie cliche.
You're spot on. Again, it's about demonstrating your ability to plan, adapt, and lead.
Okay.
This is where those project management skills really, really shine. Structure your response using the STAR method again.
Got it.
You can add, I'm a firm believer in setting realistic deadlines, delegating effectively, and closely monitoring progress using project management tools.
Sounds like having a system is crucial, but also being able to adapt when those unexpected production hiccups inevitably arise.
Absolutely. And mentioning specific tools you've used like Asana or Monday.com, it can also showcase your experience. Plus, showing you understand their production cycle, which you can get from their website, their LinkedIn page, really helps demonstrate that you're already thinking about how you'd fit into their team.
Right. Researching the company's workflow is never a bad idea. Shows you're genuinely interested and proactive. Now, speaking of potential landmines, how do you navigate conflict within a team? Because, let's be real, not every production is sunshine and rainbows.
Oh, you're preaching to the choir. Question 6 dives right into conflict resolution with, how do you handle conflict within a team?
Okay.
And this is about showcasing your ability to mediate, find common ground, and maintain a positive, productive environment, even when creative differences arise.
So it's more about being a diplomat than a dictator.
Precisely. Nobody wants to work with somebody who thrives on drama.
Right.
Emphasize active listening, understanding different perspectives, and finding mutually beneficial solutions. For instance, you could say, I approach conflict as an opportunity for growth and understanding. I believe in creating a safe space for open dialogue, actively listening to each perspective, and working collaboratively towards a solution that benefits both the individuals involved and the project as a whole.
Collaboration, another magic word in the producer's dictionary. Okay, we're getting deep into the nitty-gritty of team dynamics here. What's next?
Let's talk about motivation. Question 7 asks, how do you motivate a team to achieve their goals? Remember, as a producer, you're a leader. And that means inspiring your team to do their best work, even when, they're exhausted, facing those tight deadlines.
So it's not just about cracking the whip then?
Not at all. It's about understanding what makes people tick. Fostering a positive and supportive environment. Recognizing those individual and collective achievements.
Okay.
Highlight your leadership style. Focus on clear communication, delegation, regular feedback, and recognizing achievements. For example, you could say, I'm a firm believer in empowering my team, setting clear expectations, providing regular feedback, and fostering a collaborative environment where everyone feels valued and heard. I also believe in celebrating successes, both big and small, to boost morale and encourage continued excellence.
It sounds like a producer is part therapist, part cheerleader, and part project manager extraordinaire. What a combo.
You've got it. But amidst all the chaos, quality reigns supreme, right?
Absolutely. What good is a project if it doesn't meet the mark? Which leads us to question 8. How do you ensure a project meets quality standards?
This is your time to shine. This is where you're a quality control expert. They're looking for someone who's meticulous, detail-oriented, and, passionate about delivering excellence.
So it's not enough to just say, I have high standards.
No, not even close. You got to back it up. You need a structured approach. Think.
Yeah.
Setting clear quality benchmarks, early on. Implementing rigorous review processes, knowing how to receive feedback effectively.
So it's about having a system, not being afraid to use it, and probably having a few trusty checklists right up your sleeve.
Exactly. You can even mention specific quality control methodologies you're familiar with. And don't forget about feedback. Crucial, right, for continuous improvement. You could say something like, I believe in establishing clear quality standards from day one, integrating them into every single stage of the production process. This includes implementing rigorous review and feedback mechanisms, using checklists and style guides, and fostering a culture of continuous improvement.
Having those concrete examples, it really does make a difference. It shows you're not just talking the talk, you're walking the walk. And speaking of walking the walk, I'm curious. In the RoleCatcher Career Guide, is there any mention of what the average education level is for a producer? Like, is a film degree really essential?
That's actually a fascinating point that the career guide brings up. It turns out that while formal education can be helpful, it's not the be-all and end-all in this industry. In fact, the guide mentions that 57% of producers...
Wait, 57%? That's not an education level.
Exactly. And that's what's so interesting. It seems there's no single path to this role. Experience speaks volumes, and it often trumps formal qualifications.
So it's not just about having a fancy degree. It's about having the skills, the drive, and the network, right, to make things happen. It's reassuring in a way, isn't it?
Absolutely. It means that anyone with passion, dedication, and a willingness to learn can potentially make it in this industry, regardless of their formal education.
Which is incredibly inspiring. But while we're on the topic of resources, I'd love to know more about how RoleCatcher's AI can help tailor interview answers for specific job roles. I mean, how does that actually work?
That's a fantastic question, and it's incredibly relevant to what we've been talking about. Imagine this. You upload a job description, and RoleCatcher's AI analyzes the specific language, identifying keywords, skills, and even company culture cues.
Okay, that's already impressive. But how does that translate into better interview answers?
Think of it as having a personal interview coach in your back pocket. Using the insights from the job description, RoleCatcher's AI provides you with tailored feedback on your interview responses, helping you craft answers that resonate with that specific hiring manager and company.
Wow, that's a game changer. So instead of just relying on generic advice, I'm getting personalized insights based on the actual job I'm applying for.
Exactly. It's about working smarter, not harder. And it's not just about the content of your answers. RoleCatcher also offers AI-powered feedback on your delivery.
Wait, seriously? It can analyze my video rehearsals.
You bet. It can assess your pacing, your tone, body language, even your use of filler words.
It's like having a virtual mirror that helps you fine-tune your interview presence before you even step into the room.
Exactly. And to give you that extra edge, RoleCatcher's AI, it even analyzes your answers for keywords that align with the job description. It ensures that you're hitting all the right notes and showcasing your most relevant skills.
Okay, that's next-level interview prep.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see why RoleCatcher is being hailed as, the secret weapon for job seekers.
It's all about using technology to your advantage, right? Giving yourself the best possible chance of success. But, let's not forget about the human element. It's still crucial to showcase your personality, your passion, and those unique experiences in a way that resonates with the hiring manager.
Right. It's about finding that balance between leveraging technology and letting your authentic self shine through. And speaking of authenticity, how do you recommend answering that, tricky interview question about staying up to date with industry trends? It feels like there's always something new popping up, and it's impossible to keep up with everything.
You're not wrong. The entertainment industry, it moves at lightning speed. They want to see that you're not stuck in the past. This is your chance to highlight your dedication to professional development and that genuine curiosity about the ever-evolving world of film and television.
So it's not enough to just say, I read Variety.
Definitely not. Dive deeper. Talk about specific publications, podcasts, thought leaders, or online communities you're part of. Mention attending industry events or taking online courses to expand your skill set. It's about demonstrating that you're actively seeking out knowledge and staying ahead of the curve.
For example, could I say something like, I'm an avid listener of podcasts like The Deep Dive, which I highly recommend, by the way, and I regularly attend webinars hosted by organizations like the Producers Guild of America to stay informed about the latest trends in filmmaking.
That's a great example. You're showcasing your engagement with, relevant industry resources and highlighting your proactive approach to learning. And here's a bonus tip. If you've recently read an article or attended a conference that sparked your interest, mention it. It shows you're actively thinking about the industry and applying your knowledge.
That's a great tip. I'm always scribbling down ideas after, like a good podcast episode or industry event. Now, before we move on to the next question, I'm curious. Are there any common pitfalls to avoid when answering this question?
Definitely. Don't just rattle off a laundry list of, industry buzzwords without any real substance.
Right.
Show genuine enthusiasm. Connect those learning experiences back to your own career goals. For example, instead of just saying, I'm interested in virtual production, you could say, I've been following the advancements in virtual production with great interest, and I recently attended a workshop to learn more about how this technology is changing the filmmaking landscape. I'm particularly excited about the potential of virtual production to enhance storytelling and create more immersive experiences for audiences.
That's a fantastic point. It's about showing that you're not just passively consuming information, but actively thinking about how to apply it to your own work and contribute to the industry's evolution. Now, I have to ask this, is there anything in the RoleCatcher Career Guide about the average salary for producers? I imagine it's a wide range, depending on experience and the type of production.
You're right, it can vary greatly. But that's where RoleCatcher's AI-powered salary insights come in handy. They analyze millions of data points to give you accurate salary ranges for producer roles based on experience, location, industry, and even company size.
That's incredibly helpful. So I can go into a salary negotiation armed with data and a realistic understanding of my worth in the market.
Exactly. Knowledge is power, and RoleCatcher provides you with the insights you need to advocate for yourself and ensure you're being compensated fairly for your skills and your experience.
That's invaluable, especially in an industry where negotiation can be, a little tricky. Now, back to those interview questions. The RoleCatcher Guide also mentions the importance of highlighting your leadership skills. Can you give an example of how to do that effectively?
Absolutely. A great way to showcase your leadership experience is by drawing on past projects and outlining how you've motivated teams, delegated tasks, and navigated challenges. For instance, you could say, during my previous role as a line producer on a fast-paced television series, I was responsible for managing a team of 50 crew members. We faced a major setback when a key location fell through, but I remained calm under pressure, rallied the team, and we were able to secure a new location within 24 hours. I believe my ability to make quick decisions, motivate my team, and find creative solutions under pressure would be a valuable asset to your company.
That example perfectly illustrates those leadership qualities. It shows you can handle pressure, inspire a team, and think outside the box when faced with those unexpected obstacles.
Exactly. And by quantifying your accomplishments, like mentioning the size of the team you managed or the time frame in which you solved a problem, you provide concrete evidence of your abilities.
It's all about painting a vivid picture for the interviewer and making your experience come to life. Now let's switch gears for a moment and talk about the career path of a producer. We've touched on some of the different roles within the industry, from production assistant to producer, but what are some common career progression routes that people take?
The beauty of the entertainment industry is that there's no one-size-fits-all path. Some people start as runners, working their way up through all the ranks, gaining experience on various productions, different departments. Others might begin their careers in a related field, like marketing or journalism, eventually like transitioning into a production role.
So it's not always a linear path.
Definitely not. It's often about seizing opportunities, networking, and constantly learning and adapting your skill set. Some producers even start their own production companies, carving their own path within the industry.
That's so inspiring. It really does seem like the possibilities are endless in this field. But with so many options, it can also feel overwhelming, especially for those just starting out.
You're right, it can be a lot to navigate, but that's where resources like RoleCatcher become invaluable. Their career guide provides detailed breakdowns of different production roles, outlining common responsibilities, required skills, and potential salary expectations. It's like having a roadmap for your career, helping you identify your strengths and explore different pathways within the industry.
That's so helpful. It takes away some of the guesswork and gives you a clear understanding of the different options available. Now, I'm curious, in your experience, what are some of the key personality traits that contribute to a successful producer's career?
That's a great question. Beyond the technical skills, certain personality traits can make all the difference in this fast-paced, demanding industry. First and foremost, resilience is key. Producers face rejection, setbacks, and unexpected challenges on a regular basis. It's crucial to have the ability to, bounce back from adversity, learn from mistakes, and keep pushing forward with optimism and determination.
So a thick skin is a must-have accessory in the world of production.
Absolutely. But it's not just about being tough. You also need to be a skilled communicator, able to navigate different personalities, build strong relationships, and clearly articulate your vision. It's a delicate balancing act of being assertive yet diplomatic, confident yet open to feedback, and always willing to collaborate to achieve the best possible outcome.
It sounds like a producer is part psychologist, part diplomat, and part cheerleader, all while juggling multiple projects and keeping a level head under pressure.
You got it. And let's not forget about that essential ingredient, passion. The entertainment industry is not for the faint of heart. It requires long hours, intense dedication, and a genuine love for the craft of storytelling. The most successful producers are the ones who are truly passionate about their projects, their teams, and the power of storytelling to entertain, inspire, and ignite change.
Beautifully said. Now, before we delve further into the world of production, I want to take a moment to acknowledge something we haven't explicitly addressed yet: the evolving landscape of the entertainment industry.
That's a great point. We can't talk about becoming a producer without acknowledging the seismic shifts happening within the industry, driven by, the rise of streaming platforms, the demand for diverse voices, and the global reach of content.
Exactly. It's not just about Hollywood anymore. The playing field is expanding, creating opportunities for new creators, new stories, and new ways of consuming entertainment.
Absolutely. And this evolution, it presents both exciting possibilities and new challenges for aspiring producers.
Speaking of challenges, how do you recommend navigating the competitive nature of the industry? It's no secret that it's a tough field to break into.
You're right, it's incredibly competitive, but don't let that discourage you. Passion, perseverance, and a strong network are essential for navigating this landscape.
So networking is key.
Absolutely. Building genuine relationships with industry professionals, it can open doors, provide valuable insights, and lead to, some really exciting opportunities. Attend industry events, join professional organizations, and leverage online platforms like LinkedIn to connect with, individuals in your field.
And don't be afraid to reach out to people you admire and ask for informational interviews, right?
Exactly. Most people are happy to share their experiences and offer advice to those just starting out. Remember, building a career in this industry, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Be persistent, stay passionate, and never underestimate the power of human connection.
Those are some wise words. Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I'd love to hear your thoughts on something that's often overlooked: the importance of mentorship in a producer's career.
Mentorship can be invaluable, especially in those early stages of your career. Having a seasoned professional to offer guidance, support, a sounding board, it can make a world of difference.
So how does one go about finding a mentor in this industry?
Don't be afraid to reach out to producers whose work you admire. Attend industry events specifically designed for networking and mentorship. And then consider joining formal mentorship programs offered by organizations like the Producers Guild of America.
That's great advice. It's all about being proactive and seeking out opportunities to learn from those who have already walked the path.
Absolutely. And remember, mentorship is a two-way street. Be willing to offer your own skills and support in return. And always approach the relationship with respect, gratitude, and a desire to learn.
Well said. Now, before we move on to our final thoughts and takeaways for our listeners, I'm curious, in your experience, what are some of the biggest misconceptions people have about the role of a producer?
That's a fantastic question. One of the biggest misconceptions is that producers are all about the money, that they're these ruthless business people solely focused on the bottom line. While it's true that producers need to have a strong understanding of budgets and financing, the best producers are also passionate storytellers who deeply care about the creative integrity of their projects.
So it's not just about crunching numbers, it's about understanding the art of filmmaking and championing that creative vision.
Precisely. Another misconception is that producers are all powerful figures who, call all the shots. In reality, producing is a collaborative process that requires working closely with directors, writers, actors, and a whole team of talented individuals. It's about facilitating a shared vision, finding creative solutions to challenges, and empowering everyone involved to do their best work.
It's about being a leader, but also a team player.
Exactly. And finally, people often underestimate the amount of hard work, dedication, and, sheer grit it takes to succeed as a producer. It's not a glamorous job. It involves long hours, stressful situations, constant problem solving. But for those with a true passion for filmmaking, it's an incredibly rewarding career.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time to transition to the final part of our deep dive, where we'll distill all of these insights into actionable takeaways for our listeners.
Sounds like a plan. Let's empower these aspiring producers with the knowledge and inspiration they need to thrive in this dynamic and ever-evolving industry.
Okay, so we are back. And we're ready for the grand finale of our deep dive into this world of production. We've covered so much, from absolutely nailing those interview questions to like really demystifying that whole career ladder. And of course, we uncovered some of those like hidden secrets to success in this crazy, fast-paced industry.
Yeah, it's like we gave you like an all-access backstage pass, to the world of production.
Yeah.
With all the insider tips and tricks to help you really stand out.
Yeah. And let's not forget about our secret weapon, RoleCatcher, right?
Right.
From the AI-powered resume tailoring to those awesome salary insights, that treasure trove of career guidance. They've got everything for an aspiring producer to navigate this industry. As exciting, but let's be honest, as overwhelming as it can be.
Absolutely. They're like that seasoned producer that, that takes you under their wing, offers that guidance, support, a wealth of knowledge, all that stuff you get from years of being in the industry.
Speaking of experience, it's amazing how much weight this industry puts on, on hands-on knowledge versus just a straight-up formal education. Remember that fascinating fact from the RoleCatcher Career Guide about the average education level attained by producers?
It really is an eye-opener. It turns out that 57% of producers, they don't follow a traditional path. There's no one degree or like magic formula for success in this industry. It's all about building your skills, embracing new technology, and proving yourself.
It's intimidating, but it's inspiring at the same time, right?
Yeah.
It means that anyone with passion, drive, willingness to learn, you can break in, no matter what your background is.
Exactly. It's a real testament to the power of passion, hard work. In this field, creativity, innovation, that's what's important. But it's a reminder that continuous learning, staying on top of it, that's essential. Things change fast.
And that's where RoleCatcher's like super comprehensive library of career guides, it's really handy. They've got everything in there, from virtual production to all those nuances of different genres and formats.
Yeah.
It's like having your own little personal curriculum, one that's designed for success right in the middle of this crazy, always evolving film and television world.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we've got to mention networking again. Building those solid relationships with other people in the industry, that opens doors. That's where you get amazing insights and sometimes unexpected opportunities.
It's kind of like that saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know, but, with a modern twist. Use online platforms like LinkedIn. Be sure to hit those industry events. Don't be afraid to just, reach out to people you admire, maybe for an informational interview.
Exactly. Most people are really happy to share their experience, to offer advice, especially if you're just starting out. Remember this, building a career, it's a marathon. It is not a sprint. So, you got to be persistent, stay passionate. Don't ever underestimate that human connection.
Wise words. So wise. Okay, so before we wrap up our deep dive today, I want to hear your thoughts on something that I think gets overlooked a lot. Mentorship. How important is mentorship in a producer's career?
Mentorship can be super valuable, especially when you're first starting out in your career. To have a seasoned professional, someone to give you that guidance, that support, be a sounding board, it can make all the difference in the world.
For sure. So how does someone even go about finding a mentor in this industry? Where do you look?
Don't be afraid to reach out to producers whose work you genuinely admire. Attend those industry events, the ones that are specifically for networking and mentoring. Think about joining more formal mentorship programs. Organizations like the Producers Guild of America offer those.
Awesome advice. It really is about being proactive, about creating your own opportunities to learn from other people, from the ones who've been there, done that.
You got it. And remember, mentorship goes both ways. You have to be willing to offer your own skills, your support in return. You're both getting something out of it. Always approach any relationship with respect, gratitude, and, a willingness to learn from them.
Yes, well said. Well, I think that about wraps it up for our deep dive into the world of being a producer. It's challenging, but, it's incredibly rewarding at the same time.
For sure. If you go in with passion, perseverance, and the right resources, something like RoleCatcher, that can help. You can make those filmmaking dreams happen.
That's right. Until next time, keep those creative sparks going.